Did you know the Bible has a sexual revolution? The Bible has a sexual revolution. And it's a very important sexual revolution. I'll show you what it is. Okay? Very important. All right? So let's read it. Go ahead. Read passage.
Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, I am the Lord your God. According to the doings of the land of Egypt where you dwelt, you shall not do, and according to the doings of the land of Canaan, where I am bringing to you, you shall not do, nor shall you walk in their ordinances.
Okay, stop. Go ahead. Next. Verse 4. Starting verse 4. By the way, just mentioning, they were trying to bully him, saying that, oh, what are you, gay? It's okay. Like, you gotta be free. It's the 20th century. And guess what? Then I told him, oh, when Appa was young too, remember this, right? Remember? When Appa was young too, I heard the same thing. They try to do that to me. They try to do that to your assumptions. They try to anybody who will stand for godliness. They try to do it. They try to bully you into putting a seed in your brain, in your mind. Think, well, maybe I am gay. You see what I'm saying? This is what they want. They want to put that seed into your children. That's what they want to do. So that's why they have them isolated in the public school, surrounded by other kids that will do the same thing, seeding them all the time with false identities of themselves, evil identities of themselves, because they want to destroy them. So it's very important to if you're, before these kids went there to public school, I told them they would encounter this: drugs, alcohol. Kids may try to sexually assault them, rape them, take advantage of them sexually, try to touch their sexual part. What they have to do, right? I told any girl try to, drop your pants and try to, because that happen all the time in high school. Some guy cornered up and she freaking, you know what I'm saying? She'll rape that boy. He don't even know it. He just get overwhelmed. And so you have to know that in advance. And so you be run out of there. You better run out of there. You don't let that. I just said you grab her and you smash her. Like Father said, you kick her 10 miles away. And I said in America, it could be even a man who tries to do that to you by the boy. So you hit him even double hard. You protect yourself. Okay, go ahead. No, I'm sorry, go ahead. Anyways, I had to mention that. So that's kind of important how he got over that. And he realized he's not alone. They tried to do that on everybody. You remember that, right, buddy? Remember that conversation? Where was that? In the pizza place? Yeah. Important things happen in a pizza place, okay? Very important thing. Go ahead, next one, verse 4.
You shall observe my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk in them, and I am the Lord your God.
Okay, good. Pass it down. These young boys are good boys, but they don't know a lot about Scripture. But they're actually good boys. They're actually good kids. They work and train hard.
None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. Okay, now you see what's happening. Okay, look. None of you shall approach to any that is near akin to him to uncover that. Now, when the Bible talks about uncovering the nakedness, it means what? Sexual relations. So now, this is where the sexual revolution is beginning. Okay? God is saying, don't do incest. That's the first. Now we're getting into it. God says, don't do incest. Remember that? Okay, and we'll get into it as we go, but just listen, look what's happening. Go ahead, next verse.
The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Okay, now, what's the Bible saying? God is saying, don't rape your mother. Don't have sex with your mother. And of course, at the same time, he's saying, fathers and mothers, don't have sex with your children, right? You see this? Do you see what's happening? This is a sexual revolution. Why? Because in the ancient world, incest was normalized. It was okay. Remember the Oedipus complex in the ancient Greek mythology? You sleep with a mother. Okay? Incest was rampant. You understand? That was the norm. That was the modern period. You understand? When all these, it goes into more sexual deviance, okay? But look, that was the norm, folks.
young children were not safe from their parents. For the first time in history, God, through his word, created a place of safety for the children, saying that these parents, you better not touch those children. Right? And of course, capital punishment got attached to each of these. That's not the reason why. That's not the only reason why this is bad to do, right? God is making a moral statement. He's not saying, I'm going to punish you with capital punishment. That's not the point. The point is, these are morally evil. They're anathema to me. You see, that's the important point. Now, they are backed up with capital punishment, which is always important. But he's saying, you better not touch your children. I will kill you if you do. You understand? You better protect your children. Right? Daddy and mom are supposed to protect their children, not rape them. You understand? This is the ancient cultures. All right, let's go into more. We'll see more. We'll see more of the ancient cultures. Go ahead. Next.
The nakedness of thy father's wife shall not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness.
What does that mean? You better not sleep with your father's wife. Right? Now, this is somebody who's unrelated to you. So if there's adult consent, shouldn't it be okay? You see, this was the culture of the time as well. And I'll show you the evidence as well in the historical text. But this was the culture of the time. This was the normal. You understand? The protection of the family, the protection of children, and also the protection of these family relationships. This was a revolution. This was a revolution against the existing cultures. Now, the modern world, they try to confuse young kids in government schools, telling the opposite. Christian traditionalism is what we need to be liberated from. And the sexual revolution is being freed from Judeo-Christian culture and engaging in whatever sex you want, being happy and seeking pleasure for yourself. Right? They tell you the opposite. No. Judeo-Christian values was the sexual revolution against the ancient paganistic sexual lasciviousness. It was the rebellion. This was what was modern. All these things, these postmodernists trying to say, well, we want to overcome traditionalism. They're the traditionalist because they're in the traditions of Satan. It's a lot way bigger. The traditions of Satan is way bigger. And it's very traditional to get into homosexuality, lasciviousness, incest. That's very traditional when you look at mankind. Very traditional. What's untraditional is the protection of the family. And husband and wife. That's very untraditional. You see, they tell you the lie. They tell you the opposite. They teach you the opposite because they know you'll never know. No pastors will talk about this. Teach it. This is the father of lie. Go ahead. Next one.
The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father.
Hold on. Where are we at? What verse? 9. Boys, tech team. Move it down. Okay, go ahead and go again.
The nakedness of thy sister.
Nakedness of thy sister.
The daughter of thy father or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shall not uncover.
You see this? Don't touch your sister. Even if it's from another mommy. So that was a half sister, right? You better not touch her. Why? Because the real state of traditional mankind has been to touch the sister, too. You understand? This has been the traditional values of mankind. See? So God is now setting up a new rebellion. He's setting up a sexual revolution. I love that phraseology. It's so powerful. Dennis Prager, by the way, gets credit for that. But it really is. It really is. God is setting up a sexual revolution against pagan traditionalism. Or satanic traditionalism. Let's put it that way. Woo, Lord have mercy. I never thought about it that way, did you? Huh? All right, let's go. Verse 10. Where are we at? Verse 10. Go ahead.
The nakedness of thy son's daughter or of
the nakedness of your son's daughter. So what's that? That's your grandchild. You understand? Okay.
or of thy daughter's daughter,
Or your daughter's daughter, that's also your grandchild.
even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness.
Now, does this mean you can't change their diapers? No, that's not what that's not God's not. He's talking about engaging in sexual activity with them. So he said, you better not touch those grandchildren. Why? Because in traditional human values, after the fall, that's what happens. There's no end to the lasciviousness of man and the lust of his heart. There's no end. There's no end. Okay? What is God doing? He's setting up a revolution against this traditionalism. Go, next. Satan's traditionalism. Go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
The nakedness of your father's wife's daughter. So let's say this is in referring to like if it's your half sister, right? You shall not lay with her, right? You see that? See what God's doing? This is phenomenal. We're gonna cover something amazing today. Anyways, go ahead. Get next verse.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She
Okay.
is thy father's near kinswoman.
The father says, near kinswoman. That means aunt. That means your aunt. Don't lust. Don't seek sexual. No, I understand. There's crazy people that are trying to rape their nephews and nieces, or even their children, right? But obviously, it's not of God. It is of traditional satanic values, is what it's about. Can you see how that's traditionalism? They're the ones that believe in traditionalism of satanic nature, of course, but it's still traditionalism. What can you say? It existed from the fall. This is the sexual revolution against satanic traditionalism. All right, but it gets deeper. We're going to get deeper. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she
Okay,
is...
where are we at? We're at 13? Okay, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is
thy
okay.
mother's near...
So that's your mother's side aunt, right? You see what God is doing. All right, let's keep going. Go ahead. Go. Next one.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother.
Father's brother.
Thou shalt not approach to his wife. He is thine aunt.
Okay, so you should not uncover the nakedness of the father's brother, that's an uncle, nor his wife. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what God is doing? He's starting to create a rebellion and a revolt against the normalcy of government education and culture of Satan. Because it's all supported by the state, by the way. All these lascivious behaviors were supported by the state. In the ancient world, by cultic temple prostitution and the sex trafficking of children. And we studied that last week when the PBS was here, right? I showed you the quotes. I showed you the actual studies, the top scholars, and not only that, historical documents in the 4th century. I showed you it. Like Cleophatus. Reality of cultic prostitution. It's real. Sex trafficking children under the guise of government. It's real, folks. That shish kebab is real. You understand? Okay, where are we at now? Which verse? 15. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
Do you see? Look, she's not related to you, though. What about two consenting adults like this traditionalist, Satanist culture, America, Western culture is telling us? She's not physically related to you, but she's your son's daughter. I'm sorry. Son's wife, which makes her your daughter. Do you see what's happening? See what God's doing? It's a revolt. It's a rebellion against Satan's fallen seed. It's a rebellion. Next.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness.
Thou shalt, having sex with your brother's wife is like raping your brother. Woo! Oh, but two consenting adults. No! You just raped your brother. You're evil. You're wicked. You see what I'm saying? This is a rebellion. This is a total rebellion against Satan's traditionalism. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. This is a real sexual revolution.